Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy back, and Austin Eldridge. It is the Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019 edition of the program. Sports 56 Middays delivered each and every day by our title and presenting sponsor, the great folks at FedEx. Make the most out of your e-commerce experience by finding insights and inspiration from other small business owners. Learn more at fedex.com/e-commerce. Well, we got plenty to talk about on the show today. We got a lot of great guests, a jam-packed show for you as we get set for the WGC this week. We'll start things off with Lang Whitaker at 11 o'clock, along with the number one gamer on the Memphis Grizzlies gaming machine, which almost made the playoffs, just barely missed out on the playoffs this year in their second year of existence. But Lang Whitaker, an authentic African, will be joining us in studio. That'll be coming up at 11 o'clock today. Looking forward to meeting Authentic. At 11:25, Daryl Smith, the executive director of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. He'll update us on everything that's going on as we get ready for a great week. And that will include a terrific Pro-Am at Spring Creek Ranch tomorrow. We'll tell you more about that later on the show. A lot of celebrities on hand for that. At 12 o'clock, Don Wade will join us for the Daily Dish, as he does every Tuesday. Then at 12:30 from CBS Sports, Dottie Pepper, who is one of the on-course analysts for CBS Sports, a terrific golf analyst and a 17-time winner on the LPGA Tour, including two majors. Dottie Pepper will join us. In the first hour, towards the end of the hour, Justine Gibson will join us. She's from the Pink Palace, and they have coming up, they are putting together right now, and will be coming your way next March through next October, but 100 years of Memphis basketball, University of Memphis basketball, Memphis State basketball. It's going to be an incredible exhibit. We'll talk to Justine about that. We got 2.5 questions on the docket today. We got Humdinger's Trivia, and we'll check in with Peter Edmiston at Landers Ford South between 11 and 12 as he's down there with the putting contest, giving away more tickets for the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. It is a jam-packed show, but look who's back after a tremendous weekend for he and Rosemary. The nuptials took place. You are now a married man. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, it was an eventful weekend, to say the least. Came out of it with a ring on my finger, so that's all I got to show for it.
Hey, you could have got one of those in a Cracker Jack box.
Well, yeah, but hey, it's there. There is evidence. There's evidence of things happening over the weekend. So that is what happened.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a really nice reception, and very happy to meet a bunch of the Savoy family, which I've never met before. His dad, you know it's Eli's dad. It looks just like Eli. Eli looks just like his brothers. Met his mom as well. Your sister was there, right? Mm-hmm. And has the two little newborns. Is that your sister? Or your sister-in-law?
my sister would be a little old to have
so
two newborns.
Sister-in-law.
That is her daughter. That is my
Oh
niece.
My gosh! Wow.
But my brothers and sisters are a little old to be having newborns.
Oh, I thought your sister was. You're the youngest, right?
Yes.
Okay. For a second there, I thought that your sister was the. I guess.
My sister's pushing 60. I don't think she's got two newborns.
Wow, that would be something.
She's definitely not working on newborns.
That would be something. right next to the Blessed Virgin Mary's birth, that would be way up there.
I don't think she is going to be dealing with any 3-week-old twins. At this point.
But
she is dealing with them as their grandmother, but yes.
Well, we know what grandparents are all about. At least I do, and my wife. So yeah, that'll be fun for her. But yeah, congratulations on a great weekend.
And I tweeted out this morning. It was funny because yesterday we were, or the last couple of days, going back over and looking at pictures and things from the night and trying to look to see what we all got picture-wise. Mm-hmm. And one of the pictures we took, was one of our friends who was a fireman. They brought the fire truck down to the reception and said hello, all this stuff. And we were out there while we were on the street. My wife took a selfie. She just said we took a quick selfie, and that was it. Didn't think anything of it. Well, as we're going back looking through the pictures, and last night we looked at the selfie, and literally, I mean, it looks like as if it is perfectly planned, although just as a joke, there is in the selfie right over the top of her head is a street sign that says dead end. Like, and it is, it is framed perfectly in the picture. It literally is like me, and right then her, and above her head says dead end. And so I tweeted it out. I said, we literally had no idea that was in the picture, didn't even notice, didn't look at the picture, just took a quick selfie on the street and went about our business. I looked at it yesterday. I said, that is a very unfortunate positioning of a sign, if there ever was one, for a wedding day selfie.
Not an omen. Don't worry about it, folks. We hope not anyway.
I hope it's not a sign, but it literally is a sign. I mean, it is a sign. I hope it's not a sign of things to come, but yeah, it is. I looked at it like that may be my favorite picture, just because it is so funny, and that I literally look like, if you did it on purpose in taking a selfie, you could not frame it that perfectly in the picture.
It was a fantastic weekend for Eli and Rosemary, and it was just as good, maybe better, depending on how you look at it, for Shane Lowry, who won the Open Championship.
Way better for Shane Lowry. He won like $2 million.
Well, you're married, for goodness sakes, now. You have the love of your life for the rest of your life. Come on, look at it that way, my friend. Anyway, Lowry withdrew today from the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. This is something I tweeted out on Sunday after he won. I said this is going to be very tough for him to show up in Memphis. And, of course, they had the FedEx charter that took whatever golfers and their caddies, whoever wanted the free ride to the States and to Memphis. Sunday night, they jumped on that, and Shane Lowry not being a part of that, I think that was a giveaway. But I'm sure he was deep. He was knee deep in Guinness. So Shane Lowry, after winning the Open Championship, a native son of Ireland. Of course, this was in Northern Ireland, but so many people there to support him. I didn't think there was any chance he was going to follow through on his commitment. He obviously is qualified, being a top 50 player, and he wins the British Open. But Shane has withdrawn. So now you have only 45 of the top 50 players that are here in Memphis. And a number of them yesterday already in town, over on the putting greens and the driving range. Today they'll get some practice rounds in. Tomorrow they'll get practice rounds in. Dustin Johnson led the contingent yesterday, who loves this course. And the excitement is here, Eli. We can't wait. We'll be broadcasting live starting tomorrow from 10 until 6 o'clock, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, bringing you wall-to-wall coverage of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. And the rest of this week, we still are giving you ample opportunities to win tickets.
Yeah, we've got a couple of opportunities today. Peter Edmiston's going to be out at Landers Ford South from 11 to 12, giving away some tickets. Also, Sports Time with Willow and Stats this afternoon from 3 to 6. They're going to be at the Spirit Shop on Poplar. They're going to be giving away some tickets as well. So, there are plenty of opportunities. We'll be giving away some other tickets as well, I believe, over the next couple of days. Peter Edmiston Thursday is going to be at Edwin Watts from noon to 1, giving away some tickets. We'll be at East End Grill Thursday afternoon. John Harden's going to be over there giving away some tickets. So there's going to be, we've got still got a lot of opportunities for you to win tickets. There may be some other giveaways mixed in there along with those special events throughout. But it is, it's cool. It's awesome that it's here now.
And how about this weather?
And the weather is.
Are you kidding me?
Walking out of the house this morning was one of the truly most refreshing things you could ever imagine. I mean,
it shocked me.
You walk out at 70 degrees. I was like, it's 70 degrees. Like literally, like there's a chill in the air. It's July 23rd, and there's a little chill in the air in the morning. It was yesterday after the rain went through. It was just. Oh, I was like, this is if we can continue this and get this the rest of this week, this is the luckiest bit of weather I think Memphis has ever seen to get this weather on this week.
There are some events from the past, the old FESJC, that they've been able to keep for the new WGC. Now, there's a change in venue for the Danny Thomas Celebrity Pro-Am, but it is in existence. It is tomorrow. Now, it is not open to the public. This is at Spring Creek Ranch. But some of the celebrities that will be on hand, now, we've already talked about Penny Hardaway and Mike Norvell representing the University of Memphis. They are playing. But you have former NBA player Sleepy Floyd. You have Bodie Miller, the Olympic gold medal winning skier. Our friend Joe Theismann will be playing in it. Muffet McGraw, the University of Notre Dame women's basketball coach. Terrell Owens, Sterling Sharp, J.R. Smith. I wonder if he'll be wearing a shirt. I think you are. I think you're supposed to be, right? The rules would indicate you have to wear a shirt over at most golf courses, especially Spring Creek Ranch. But who knows with J.R. Nick Swisher will be playing. A lot of celebrities from television. And this is. Have you seen Bohemian Rhapsody yet?
No.
It's the movie about Queen. For those who don't know, it's absolutely terrific. One of the actors from Bohemian Rhapsody is involved in this pro-am. His name is Alan Leach. Now, I don't know the name, but I saw the movie, and I've seen the movie twice at the theater, and I saw it on HBO the other night. So I wondered, who is this guy? So for anybody who has seen it, he was the manager who became the first, well, not the first, but one of the lovers of Freddie Mercury and became actually the bad guy in the movie, and then he kicks him out at the end as far as being his manager. That guy was played a very important part in that movie, and he will be here. He is, I think, from Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, Scotland or Ireland, but he'll be on hand. So anyway, they're keeping some of the traditions of the old golf tournament with this new, improved, elevated golf tournament that we have.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Well, I guess maybe, but it's not really a pro-am because there's no pro.
Well, did I read that wrong?
I mean, I don't think there's any. Maybe they
no. You're right. You're right.
They don't have pros.
No, you're right. It's
AM.
the Danny Thomas Celebrity Am.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wonder if they'll have some golfers. You know how sometimes there'll be like these corporate outings that they have players play if they have a tournament like on a Monday or a Tuesday, and sometimes those players, like, for example, the old FESJC, they would have the one on Monday and the one on Wednesday. And the one on Monday, a lot of those guys weren't even in the field. They were either alternates or hoping to get in. I wonder if there'll be guys like Doug Barron and others that will play in this tournament. By the way, did you hear the news yesterday? Doug qualified for the Senior British Open. He will be playing this week. Now, obviously, he's not here, but I wonder if they'll have any of those players. But it really doesn't matter. So Celebrity Pro-Am is what it's called. Not Pro-Am, but Celebrity Amateur event. That's what it is. Celebrity-amateurs. You get the amateur players representing all types of businesses, corporations, and then you get the celebrities.
Yeah, it's another bit of a fundraiser. It's also a thank you to some clients and sponsors and things like that are involved in this. But Monday, they've got the Courage Through Cancer event out at Spring Creek Ranch as well, which is raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So, I mean, some of these things that, some of these fundraisers and things that were a part of the old tournament that did go away, they're trying to make up some of that for St. Jude with some other events. And again, part of this also, especially the one Wednesday, I think is it's kind of a thing for sponsors and folks.
Well, they had something also yesterday. They actually played at Southwind. My son was involved with the team. There was only about 15 teams in all. I think my son said the Todd Day team won. They were 21 under par. They take handicap into consideration. 21 under par. What? I don't even understand. But anyway, people were playing in that were affiliated with companies or were guests of different corporate sponsors. And there wasn't that many. But that's the last non-pro player that's going out there on that course before they actually get out there and play on Thursday. Of course, practice rounds that'll be taking place today and tomorrow. So that is going on. We are excited about it. We'll talk more about it with Daryl Smith, who's the executive director of the tournament. And Dottie Pepper will join us today as well at 12:30 from CBS Sports, a terrific on-course golf analyst. And then starting tomorrow, we're out there from 10 till 6, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, bringing you the latest with the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. NBA note today, Damian Lillard, the All-NBA star from the Blazers, has withdrawn from Team USA's training camp and the FIBA World Cup tournament this summer. So Damian Lillard now joins Tobias Harris, Anthony Davis, James Harden, Bradley Beal, C.J. McCollum, Eric Gordon, Ben Simmons, and we're still waiting on Kevin Love to bail out of this event this summer. Also, Zion Williamson, who was on the USA Select team, the team that would actually battle this other team getting ready for eventually the Olympics next year in Tokyo, he's also bailed out. That was more probably Not you have to do that, but a wink from the Pelicans organization. You're a rookie, you're getting acclimated to the NBA. The last thing you need to do is go off and do this. But anyway, a lot of big names bailing probably won't make a difference in the long run. They'll just replenish with other great players like Thaddeus Young, the Memphian, who was announced yesterday as one of the replacements. But I don't know. I understand these guys are busy. Some are a little bit banged up from the season. Some are just concentrating on getting ready for next season. But the guys that bail out, do you have a problem that all of a sudden they're back on the team when the actual Olympics take place? Because this is really, I know it's a tournament, but it's basically a tune-up for the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, the Olympics are way different. I mean, so I can understand when you've played a long season and you don't necessarily want to play in something like this, but you still do want to play in the Olympics. I'm fine with that.
No, but I mean, you're basically, the people now that will play for this team are basically holding the seat for the studs.
So they get an opportunity that they wouldn't have normally gotten.
You don't think they're disappointed that they can't follow through on that?
They can say no.
Right. I mean, obviously, it's an honor to represent your country. But if you're going to go ahead and do all the work in the preliminary tournaments leading up to that Olympic moment, you would like to be a part of that. But unfortunately, a lot of these guys are just holding the seat for those stars. Tim Duncan, now an assistant coach on the Spurs coaching staff. He will now coach under Popovich after playing for so many years and starring under Greg Popovich. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess he just really loves the game enough that, I mean, I was surprised that he would come right back that quickly and get into coaching. I think Tim Duncan
shocked.
would just want to take some time and be boring doing nothing for a while, let alone now he wants to be boring coaching.
I was really surprised when I saw that news. I didn't think he was going to be a coach. But then again, I don't know the guy. So I don't know what's sticking in that brain of his. But I didn't see him as a coach.
He's just he's just a basketball guy. I mean, I guess that's what he just wants to be around the game of basketball and doesn't know what else to do other than be around the game of basketball. So good for him, I guess, if that's what you want to do. I'm sure he will teach fundamentals better than just about anybody.
And one other NBA story. This comes from your boy, Stephen A. Smith. He's reporting a guy named or known as Uncle Dennis, who is a relative of Kawhi Leonard, was asking for houses, planes, and sponsorships during the free agency period when Kawhi Leonard was being courted by the Clippers, Lakers, Raptors. Uncle Dennis, not Uncle Drew. I have no idea who this guy is. I hope Kawhi knows who he is. And did he have any inkling that this guy was doing this? What? Was he representing Kawhi?
Well, to be fair, Stephen A. Smith was wrong about a lot with Kawhi Leonard, so who knows whether this actually happened.
Right. 100%. He was going to, wasn't it Toronto? Was it? No, that was Rose.
No,
Jalen Rose who said that. That's right. Stephen A. Smith had him going to the Lakers. But anyway, so this mystery guy, Uncle Dennis, I'd like to know a little bit more about Uncle Dennis and whether it really is a relative of Kawhi, whether Kawhi knew what the hell he was doing there, or he was doing this on his own, asking for houses and planes and sponsorships. Sounds like a family of a high school kid asking for things to go to college.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I want to thank all our great sponsors. Of course, this week we'll have some terrific sponsors for our golf coverage. And one of our sponsors here on Sports 56 Middays each and every day. In fact, the first hour sponsor of our show is Davis Motor Home Mart. Can't thank them enough for being a part of our program. Over 7.5 acres of beautiful travel trailers, motor homes, fifth wheels and toy haulers, towable half tons. They have motor homes from 27 feet up to 45 feet in length. And as I mentioned, 7.5 acres of these beautiful motor homes. So if you are in the market for one, you're going to find something you like. They carry all the top name brands. Winnebago, Coachman, Puma, Highland Ridge, and Tiffin. In fact, they're a top 10 Tiffin dealer in the entire United States. People come from all over the country. They come from Canada. They come to Memphis to check out these motorhomes at Davis Motor Home Mart. This is a family-owned and operated business. They are right now looking for or to make room for their 2020s, which are rolling in. So that means those 2019s, they are having a big blowout sale. You can save thousands of dollars on a 2019, a brand new 2019 from Davis Motorhome Mart as they make room for the 2020s. You can check them out online at davismotorhome.com. You can call them at 901-332-3414. When you do, tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays, or just go there. 1145 East Brooks Road in Memphis. Leave the stress at home, get away, travel to your favorite cities in a beautiful motorhome from Davis Motorhome Mart. We'll take a quick break. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
There are more reasons to visit 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination that could possibly be covered in one 30-second radio commercial. For instance, it's not nearly enough to say that Prime has downtown's best oyster bar. It's not just an oyster bar. The oysters are served with house-made sauces you literally can't get anywhere else. It's not just oysters at Prime. It's also the amazing shrimp cocktail or lobster salad, or even the seafood tower with oysters, shrimp, lobster, tuna, crab, and smoked salmon. As always, if it's Prime, it's just better than anywhere else. Because after all, it's Prime.
The best golfers in the world are coming to Memphis for the inaugural WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Sports 56 will be broadcasting live at TPC Southwind throughout the day, Wednesday through Friday of tournament week, keeping you up to date with the latest tournament news and talking with players and officials. Our coverage from TPC Southwind on Sports 56 is presented by Landers Ford. Also brought to you by Rooster's Men's Grooming Center, Blue City Cafe, Edwin Watts, Jason's Deli, First Bank, Memphis Paints, and Ronnie Grisanti's.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Stop. Pick up your golf clubs. Head to my favorite place, Vantage Point Golf Center, 9580 Macon Road in Cordova. Open 7 days a week. Vantage Point Golf Center. They got it all. Top tracer powered by Top Golf. Track your shots like the pros. You know exactly where you hit the ball. Have a beer, eat a sandwich, and relax. Over 50 grass spots and fully lit for nighttime. There are 18 holes of mini golf. It's fun for the whole family. Visit Vantage Point Golf Center. They've got it all. 1 mile west of Houston Levee.
Join Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience Tuesday from 11 to noon at Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. This will be another chance to win World Golf Championship tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. That's this Tuesday, the 23rd, from 11 a.m. to noon at Landers Ford South to practice your putting skills and have a chance to win WGC tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. From Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Looking good and feeling good? You've been to Rooster's Men's Grooming, the all-American classic barbershop. Whether boy or man, sportster or professional, when service matters, Rooster's is the choice for all gentlemen. Rooster's Men's Grooming offers a full-service shave, precision haircuts, and more, all with top-of-the-line products and a truly professional atmosphere. They even remember your name and offer you a beer. When looking good and feeling good matters, relax and unwind at Rooster's Men's Grooming, Paragon Place, 6300 Poplar.
WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational is going down this week with the deepest field Memphis has ever seen. So to set it off right, we teamed up with a Memphis tradition like no other. East End Bar and Grill, Miller Coors, and of course, we are inviting all the wonderful people of the Mid-South to come out this Thursday, July 25th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. to East End Bar and Grill to win tickets to the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, plus free swag from Miller Coors and more. And always keep it locked to Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. This hour is also brought to you by Davis Motorhome Mart. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 10:28 is the time. Jordan Spieth, I'm looking at some photos on Twitter of him out on the driving range, again, taking advantage of the beautiful weather. A little bit of jet lag for some of these players, but they'll shake it off pretty easily. They travel all the time. They travel in and out of the country. If you haven't heard, as we mentioned in segment number 1, Shane Lowry, now he's not only he would have jet lag, he would have hangover, ultimate hangover. So he has withdrawn the
I'm not sure if you call it hangover or just still drunk. I'm not sure he is.
He hasn't stopped, right?
He much like Darren Clark when he wanted. I'm not sure that there has been a stop to the drunkenness yet, so I'm not sure you can actually be hungover. You just maintain a level of drunkenness that gets you through.
Very true.
But good for him. That's hey.
It's worth the drunkenness and the hangovers and any kind of problem.
He is enjoying it. He looks like a guy who enjoys himself, and if you go out and win the British Open, you do it that close to home, and all of the other stuff that is involved. That is absolutely fantastic for Shane Lowry.
College basketball note: the University of Kentucky and Georgia Tech have announced a 2-game basketball series for 2019 and then 2020. They'll play at Rupp in 2019. They'll play at State Farm Arena in 2020. So that will be, of course, John Calipari up against a pupil of his, Josh Pastner, both former Memphis Tiger head coaches.
If Pastner's around for all that.
And the whole deal with Ron Bell, and the latest I read about that, but I still believe Josh. Maybe I'm naive, but I believe Josh. I don't believe Ron Bell. Hopefully they'll get that thing squared. But he may not be around just purely for the team's play on the court. Obviously, he hit the ground running at Georgia Tech when he won the ACC Coach of the Year, I think in his first year, but it's been downhill since.
I don't think Georgia Tech's going to win either one of those games. Just going out on a limb here.
Well, I would guess that too. Well, he also won Coach of the Year for finishing 11th, which is still the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But
it was vast improvement from the year prior. That's why he won.
You can't be that vastly improved. You finished 11th.
They were. It was like a 10-win difference from the year prior.
You finished 11th in your
Dude,
conference.
I'm not the one voting.
Well, you're defending it. It's
There was enough people who voted for him. Don't blame me.
There's a lot of dumb people that vote for a lot of things. That doesn't mean it's right. Time now for 2.5 questions.
Who, what, where, when, how, and why? Questions start with these. Step right up and answer all my questions, if you please.
I'm just a normal kid, like you, except that I ask questions. And because I'm brave enough to ask questions, I come under scrutiny.
Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions?
Now here is a question for you.
What does the fox say?
By the way, somebody texted and asked if somebody takes Shane Lowry's place in the field. No, I mean, because there's no list of alternates or anything. You are either qualified for this tournament or you're not. And if you're qualified, you were either in or not. And so if somebody withdraws, there is no replacement. There's nobody waiting to get in. That just the field didn't allow them. If you were qualified and you wanted in, you got in. If you aren't qualified and didn't want in, you didn't get in.
Yeah, the worst thing that can happen in one of these WGC events is a bout of food poisoning where about 25 players eating here in Memphis, maybe at the clubhouse, boom, got sick on a Tuesday or Wednesday night and had to withdraw. There's nothing you could do about it. You're just less those players in the field. But God forbid that ever happens.
There aren't people like Lumpy hanging out on the driving range this week hoping to see maybe if they're going to get into the field. There are no alternates for this event. It is what it is. The field is sitting right there, and if people withdraw, then they're taken off the list.
Maybe Lumpy's hoping to get into the field as a celeb for Wednesday's Danny Thomas Celeb-am.
Lumpy is Lumpy on the senior tour yet? Is he 50?
I don't think he's 50 yet.
It looks like it, I guess. When your nickname's Lumpy, you're going to probably look a little older. All right, question number 1. With Tim Duncan coming back as an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs, the Grizzlies still have to put together a staff. What former Grizzlies player would you like to see as an assistant coach?
Shane Battier.
That's the most obvious answer that anybody can give. Shane Battier's he's a management guy. You know, I could see him.
That's why he's in management.
Right, but I could see him as a general manager, not an assistant, not an associate, out of the team, not moving down to the coaching staff where he's an assistant coach. You know, if he ever got an opportunity to be a head coach, I don't know if he ever wants to get into that, but he's management. So who would I want as a former Grizzly on the coaching staff? I would say, now, you're talking about down the road, not like right now. Guys
right now.
Right now.
They got to put together staff.
Because I think down the road, I would love to see Mike Conley on the coaching staff when he hangs it up. But right now on the staff, former players, Some people would say Mike Miller, but I don't want him to leave the University of Memphis. He wouldn't do that now, but down the road he could be an NBA coach. There's no question about it. Who would I want on that staff?
Hasheem the beaten Allen Iverson.
Can I get Dwight Howard as a player coach? I would say I'd go Brevin Knight. But then he comes off the broadcast team, and the broadcast team is terrific. So I don't want that to happen. I'll go with, I know who I'll go with. I don't know if he's with a team currently, but he was a former, wasn't he the head coach at Phoenix? Earl Watson?
Okay.
He has the experience. I'll go Earl Watson.
Were there any of the big four besides Mike Conley that you could see coaching?
You don't want Zebo?
Zach Randolph or Tony Allen? No. Are they coach material? Marc Gasol?
I don't see that. I don't see any of those guys being coaches. I mean, maybe. Again, I don't know what floats their boat.
Mark could certainly be a coach.
I don't see him though being a coach.
I don't even know if I see Conley as a coach. Honestly,
I see Conley as a coach. I could see Mike Conley as a coach, as an assistant coach, moving up the ladder, and one day being a head coach in the NBA. I really can. But I'd go right now. He's been a head coach. Earl Watson has that experience, so I'll go with him.
All right. Right now, if the Major League Baseball playoffs started, your playoff teams in the American League would be the Yankees, Twins, and Astros as division winners, with the Indians and A's getting in as wild cards. In the National League, you'd have Braves, Cubs, and Dodgers as division winners, with the Nationals and Cardinals getting in as wild card. Who of that group ends up making it and who does not make it?
All right. So I'll go American League first. Yankees are in. The Astros are in.
What would the matchups be? Like first-round matchups?
Ooh, I don't know yet.
I'd have to check on that, too, yeah.
I think the Yankees would get the wild card. It'd be Twins, Astros. And I think it'd be Dodgers, wild card, and so Cubs, Braves.
All right. I right now would go.
Somebody brought up Damon Stoudemire as a.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
On the First Bank text line. It said Brevin and Damon.
You hit us up at 67129, First Bank text line, First Bank phone line, 360-8255, or message us at Sports56WHBQ on Facebook, Periscope, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. All right, Yankees are in, Astros are in from the American League, and then
the Twins are leaking water. The Twins they're taking on water. It's the Indians are chasing in a hurry.
The triple play was cool last night, though. You don't see that very often.
And who knows with Cleveland? Could Carrasco come back in the fall, in September, from his battle with cancer? I mean, it's not out of the question, they say. It looked like they could be a seller for a while, but probably not now. And then who's the broken arm guy coming back? It's
Kluber.
Yeah, Kluber. You get Kluber back. I go Cleveland. I think Cleveland will come back and beat Minnesota to win the Central. So I got Cleveland in. I think Minnesota's going to still earn a playoff spot, whether they win the division or not, but I got them as a wild card. And then the other wild card, I know Oakland's playing out of their minds right now. Tampa Bay and Boston. Boston, all of a sudden, they're 9 games over 500 and right behind Tampa. I think Boston somehow, some way will end up in the playoffs.
Please, God, no.
So the A's are the only team in the American League you have that would be in today that you have out. Okay.
Right. And in the National League, Dodgers are winning. They're rolling. Atlanta right now looks like they're going to be hard to stop. And I still like the Cubs to win the Central. My wild card teams are. I had the Phillies not making the playoffs before the season started. And right now, they are really struggling. So I'm going to go. The Nats got their pitching together. They're healthy. The Nats are in. And then the other wild card, I know Arizona, San Francisco are hanging in there. They could be buyers.
San Francisco is going crazy right now.
Yeah, but they're 51-50. But they could be buyers, and they probably should be buyers before the trade deadline, which is July 31st. I am going to go. mean, the Cardinals, man. Last night, what a weird game that was. They almost blew it after the granny by Goldschmidt.
Second game in a row they've almost blown. In the ninth inning.
but they hang on. They always figure out a way. But I'm going to go Milwaukee.
No love for my Cardinals.
No, I'm going to go Dodgers, Braves, Cubs, Nationals, and Brewers. No love for your Cardinals. No love for my Phillies, for goodness sake.
Your Phillies aren't going to make it. My Cardinals are.
So Cardinals and A's, the only two that you have dropping out.
I'm starting to think Austin is not a realist. He's such a homer for his teams that he doesn't look through the glass the right way.
Hey, we've won like 6 out of our last 8. They're actually starting to come together a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
I don't mean just you. I'm talking about Cardinals fans are the guys that like you have a 2-game losing streak and you cuss them and you hate them. Every Cardinals fan is like that.
That's not true. That is an untrue statement.
They're the best fans in baseball. Just
absolutely true.
Well, you're the one that's always trashing your manager on this show. Like Phillies fans are like, "Oh, we lost a game. Fire everybody."
I hate my manager.
Yes,
I love my team. I love my Phillies. I never say the Phillies. I never say the Phillies are
6 out of 8. Cardinals won.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not. Look, I'm telling you, I follow a lot of Cardinals fans. There
are some bad fans. I will give you.
Every Cardinals fan I follow, everyone, and they know who they are. They know who they are. I won't even mention names. They are screaming about their team when they have a 2-game losing streak, for goodness sakes. I'm screaming about my manager because I never wanted the manager to begin with. It's a whole different ballgame.
All right, betonline.com or .ag has come out with some betting lines for total wins this season in college football amongst rivals. So which way are you betting here?
Okay.
Georgia minus 2.5 wins versus Florida.
So say this one more time.
Georgia minus 2.5 wins versus Florida.
So I got to bet that Georgia will win 3 more games than Florida does. Okay. I'll take. All right, I'll take Georgia minus the 2.5. Close though.
Notre Dame minus 2.5 versus USC.
I think Notre Dame drops a little bit. I think USC improves a little bit, and they really have to for Clay Helton's well-being. I'm going to take this is probably a bad bet. I'm going to take USC plus the 2.5.
Okay. Tennessee minus 1.5 versus Vanderbilt.
Oh, I'm taking minus 1.5. I was thinking plus 1.5. Lost to them last year, but Tennessee
lost to them like 3 straight years.
Have they? I'm going to take Tennessee minus the 1.5 because they're the ones I've been barking about, saying I think they'll be the most improved in the conference. So I'll take them minus the 1.5. Although Derek Mason says he has his deepest team at Vandy.
All right, Alabama minus 3.5 versus Auburn.
3.5. So I got to give up 4 wins. They win 8. They would have to go undefeated. Is there a slip up for Alabama somewhere? That's a tight one. Auburn's got to figure out the quarterback. If they do, they're solid everywhere. I'm going to go Auburn plus the 3.5.
Wow. All right.
So I think there's one slip up somewhere for Alabama. I just don't know where it is.
And this one they don't have as a line, but I want Alabama straight up versus Clemson.
Got to take a push?
Well, if you push, you're going to get your money back. But, I mean, you have to bet it one way or another.
All right. I'm just thinking that Clemson, Clemson probably run the table. Alabama certainly has a great chance to run the table. I'm thinking maybe there's a slip up there. I'm going to go Clemson.
Okay.
Clemson's not losing anybody.
And the latest from Westgate, we were going over this, Austin and I, yesterday. Clemson's now the favorite here in the preseason, a slight favorite over Alabama to win it all. And I do believe that when the AP preseason top 25 comes out, that Clemson will be number 1 and Alabama will be number 2, which is a rarity because even during this great run of Clemson, Alabama's always the number 1 team in the preseason. All right, We need to take a break. By the way, Brett texts me and he says he's never cussed out his team. I believe that, but I wasn't referring to Brett. There were some other people I was referring to as far as Cardinals fans. Coming up next, we're going to talk about
possible. The best fans in baseball.
They are the best fans in baseball.
We're going to talk about a great Tigers basketball exhibit that is coming to the Pink Palace. We will do that after the break. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stats. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Join Peter Edmondson from the Peter Edmondson Experience Tuesday from 11 to noon at Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. This will be another chance to win World Golf Championship tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. That's this Tuesday, the 23rd, from 11 a.m. to noon at Landers Ford South to practice your putting skills and have a chance to win WGC tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. From Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Looking for a great place to deposit your money? Try First Bank. Competitive CD rates, a money market that moves with Wall Street prime and interest-bearing checking account options. Not to mention their friendly bankers who make decisions locally. To find out more, stop by one of First Bank's 3 local branches. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper. 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase. And 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or visit firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC.
Thinking about building a home? Perhaps a renovation you want done right. Whatever your plans, contact Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. Ken understands it's a big decision. That's why he works closely with his clients, ensuring they get exactly what they want and expect. Quality construction, on time, and on budget. For 2 generations, Ken Garland Home Builders has been building and renovating fine custom homes all across the Mid-South. Nothing is finished until everything is right. Call 901-751-1632. Online at kengarland.com.
DeSoto Auto Sales specializes in late model cars with low mileage. They have the highest standards in the car industry. All of their cars are test driven, checked out from head to toe, unlimited inventory, every make and model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll find it for you. Walk in the door of DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Within 45 minutes, you can test your car, get credit approval, and finish paperwork within an hour. No shortcuts at DeSoto Auto Sales. Kind, courteous employees, a down-home environment. DeSoto Auto Sales cares about your time. Lowest prices in a 350-mile radius. We're living in a world today where time does matter. Visit them online. Check out their referrals. DeSotoAutosales.com. Very proud to serve DeSoto County and other surrounding areas. DeSoto Auto Sales, 5704 Goodman Road. Call 662-890-7184. 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays delivered by FedEx. This hour is also brought to you by Davis Motor Home Mart. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays. Live today in the Family Leisure Studios. But again, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we will be broadcasting live from TPC Southwind. We'll be inside the hub, and we'll be there from 10 until 6 for coverage of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, which I think is going to be absolutely outstanding. How fired up are you, Eli?
I'm super excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's knowing all the guys are going to be here for all 4 days, knowing they're shorter days because of the limited field. Like I think the weather has added to it. I think it's going to be absolutely spectacular. I'm so looking forward to being out there.
Yeah, this is one of those events where it's going to be tough because you're going, oh, Rory's over there on 9 and DJ's on 3 and Spieth is on 18, and it's going to be tough to try to keep up with all these guys. Maybe get yourself a nice spot and stay there in the shade, even though the weather is looking like it's going to be great as opposed to other years in the past, and we can't wait. That's a great event that's coming up this week. This is another thing that's coming up in the future that looks like it's going to be really, really interesting, and we are very pleased to be joined from the Pink Palace by Justine Gibson as they are creating a Tigers Hoops exhibit. Memphis Tigers basketball, 100 years of Memphis basketball. And Justine joins us now on Sports 56 Middays. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so for the folks out there that have not heard this yet, and probably many have not, tell everybody what's going to be happening here over the course of the next year or so at the Pink Palace involving Memphis Tigers basketball.
Well, we've got this new exhibit opening up in March. It's called Tiger Hoops, 100 Years of Memphis Basketball. It's open from March through October, and so we've got that going on. And then this weekend, we have an event at the museum. So this Sunday from 12 to 4, we want your T-shirts. Do you have a drawer full of Tiger T-shirts? Do you have some great memories attached to them? We want them this weekend for this exhibit.
So for the exhibit only, those T-shirts, so those shirts will not be asked to keep them for the next year's for the big exhibit.
Well, this is actually the community wall that will be for the big exhibit.
Oh, okay.
We wanted to get everyone involved, so we can take in about 100 T-shirts, and we're hoping that people come and maybe bring one or two just in case there's some duplicates. And we're going to use those T-shirts for the wall in the exhibit. So we're going to need them through October of 2020.
Well, the one thing I know, Memphis loves its T-shirts for its teams. There's no doubt about that. So I would imagine there are some very creative vintage stuff out there from the Memphis State days, from the University of Memphis days. I would imagine that there's a lot of great T-shirts out there that if you guys can get your hands on them, will be great. So people just, as you said, they just bring them by this Sunday between noon and 4?
Yep. If they bring them by between noon and 4, no matter what, we're going to take a picture of every single T-shirt and put it on the exhibit's website. The exhibit is tigerhoops100years.com is our website for this exhibit. So every T-shirt will have a picture taken. And if the fan can also leave a memory, we'd love to hear that too. We're hoping to leave a few spots open on the exhibit wall to post people's memories of what they were doing when they were wearing that T-shirt, what that T-shirt reminds them of. It can be Tiger related, it can be personal, whatever. We want to know everyone's memories.
Justine Gibson joining us from the Pink Palace. The big exhibit will be March of next year through October of next year. How did this come to be? What was the thought process in putting this together and deciding that we're going to go in this route?
Well, we actually have a guest curator, Aram Goodsouzian, who's over at the University of Memphis. He's our guest curator for this exhibit, and he's already written the narrative. So it's running from March 7th through October 4th, 2020. And there's a lot of history. We're so close. The Pink Palace Museum is actually physically close to the University of Memphis. Mm-hmm. And so, it was a great partnership to get with them. And also, Warren Perry, our former director of programming, he used to work at the University of Memphis, and he was really pushing this along, too.
Along with all these T-shirts that are going to be collected, what I guess if you know at this point, what kind of other stuff will be a part of the exhibit?
Oh, we're going to have jerseys, the shot clock from the Coliseum, all kinds of memorabilia from the women's basketball program as well. Okay. So much stuff. I don't want to give too much away, but we've been gathering it for a few months.
And I would imagine this is something that you've been in contact with the university officials for their help in this exhibit.
Absolutely. The University of Memphis has been so helpful.
So again, remind folks, noon to 4 this Sunday. Get those Tiger T-shirts out. Old and what kind of condition do they need to be in?
They can be ratty. They don't have to be brand new. We'd appreciate it if, the fans actually wore them and they loved those T-shirts. We want the memories attached to those T-shirts.
But they have to
it's just part of the Memphis story.
But you have to be willing to part with that T-shirt until October of next year. So I know some of those folks out there have made as many holes as it might have in it. You may not want to part with it, but you just got to give it up for a little over a year, and then you can get it back.
I can imagine a fan with the in their hands is the T-shirt, handing it over to somebody at the Pink Palace and just not letting it go, just holding on to that thing and tagging it, tugging it back in their direction. But again, it'll be from 12 until 4 o'clock. Is that correct? On Sunday?
We're taking the T-shirts in during those 4 hours. Yep.
All right, the Community Involvement Day at the Pink Palace on Sunday. Bring your memories via T-shirts. The University of Memphis, Memphis State basketball, the history, and this will be all part of the exhibit that's coming your way next March through October at the beautiful Pink Palace. Justine Gibson, thank you so much. Best of luck with this and everything else. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Take care. It sounds neat.
I don't know what the bootleg T-shirt business was back in the day. But the way it is now, if it was anything like that, I mean, there's got to be a million different T-shirts out there that folks could have. So I can only imagine some of the collection they could get. I wish they could actually just take the Mid-South Coliseum over there.
I thought you were going to say something when you talked about the scoreboard from the Coliseum.
What they should do, okay, I got an idea now. Let's knock the Coliseum down and then put just a piece of the Coliseum in there.
Or how about build an entire Memphis exhibit right there on that spot. Just a beautiful little place to people to come over.
Because if we knock down the Coliseum, we can then take pieces of it to all of the different exhibits around the city that need a piece of it because of all those amazing memories that have happened there that apparently will go away if we don't preserve them in some way by having the building still standing.
I don't know what else you would want from there. A ratty chair, or I mean the scoreboard's kind of neat, but that's probably about it. I can't imagine they still have the
just take a piece of
goalpost there.
Just take a piece of brick from it.
Not the goalpost, but the basketball court and the goals. I don't think they're in existence. I don't know what the hell's in there anymore.
I doubt that there's anything in existence.
The last thing there was probably either a concert of some sort. Well, there were graduations that they had there. I was going to think maybe a hockey game, the River Kings, but they were down in South Haven for a long time. So anyway, help out if you can. The Community Involvement Day on Sunday, 12 to 4 at the Pink Palace. Right now we head a little south down to Landers Ford in South Haven. It's Landers Ford South, where our very own Peter Edmiston is standing by. What's up, Peter?
Hello, gentlemen. I've got some University of Memphis memorabilia. I got a old Keith Lee doll I used to have when I was a kid. Wow. I got some old T-shirts. I got an autographed book that was signed by the 84-85 team when I went over there as a kindergartner. My teacher was, I don't know, friends with Todd Munt or one of the guys, I forget what era that was, but somehow I got into the dorm and they all signed. Like it was
nice.
I got some pretty good memorabilia, so I'm excited about that exhibit. That sounds kind of fun.
Well, they just want the shirts. So what's your best shirt? Do you know which?
They are yellowed and faded, but I've got some from
That's what they want.
Late 80s. I got late 80s, early 90s. I'll have to go back and look. They're at the old house. I got to go bug my dad to scrounge a few of those up.
There you go.
But while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and give some tickets away. We got tickets for Sunday. We got Sunday passes, guys, that we're going to be giving away. That is the day they're going to give away the big money, the trophy, the whole thing over at the World Golf Championships. FedEx St. Jude Invitational. You guys have been talking about it. It's a shame that Shane Lowry couldn't make the trip over, but they don't let you on the plane when you were that drunk, and so I don't blame them for that one bit. But you can go over there and you can be part of it by coming to see me here over the next hour. I'm going to set up outside today because it's such a beautiful day. Very, very great weather. Out here at Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. I've got the putter, I've got the green, I've got the ball, and we are just going to have you make an 8-foot putt. You come out here and just say hello to me, and you get to enter into the contest to win. But if you make the putt, you get to double your entry, and at the end of the day, about noon or so, I will draw a name, and we'll get in touch with you, and you can win Sunday passes for the FESJI. So please come on out and see me from, right about now all the way through noon out here at Landers Ford on Goodman Road in South Haven.
And, of course, while there, you can also check out, they are supplying the vehicles once again. You can talk to them. They've got a full fleet of Expeditions that are going to be selling at unbelievable prices, plus some other vehicles as well. But every player getting a brand new Expedition from Landers Ford. It was the other night when we were there, seeing that full fleet of Expeditions was pretty darn impressive. But yeah,
it's beautiful.
You get those on demo prices once the tournament wraps up. It's a great deal each and every year, plus part of the proceeds go to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, so you just cannot beat the deal you get with Landers Ford and those demo vehicles for the FedEx St. Jude Invitational. So go see Peter from now until noon. Your chance to win a couple of Sunday tickets for the FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Peter, thank you. We'll talk to you again coming up in a little bit.
Thanks, Peter.
Sounds good, gentlemen.
That's Peter Edmiston, Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. It's our Goodman and Airways, not too far from I-55. Sleepy Z's Mattresses and Furniture by Michael Zellner. Speaking of great savings, you can get great savings every single day. And these aren't mattresses like that the pros have slept in while they're in town. These are new mattresses that you get from Michael Zellner and the gang at 50 to 80% off retail store prices every single day that you go in there. They've got top names in mattresses like Serta iComfort and Simmons Beauty Rest, furniture from the signature design by Ashley and Benchcraft. Go check them out, and when you go, make sure you mention you heard it here on Sports 56 or mention either of our names for another 10% off on anything in the store. It's an extra 10% off those already low prices at Sleepy Z's, 2790 Kirby Whitten Road at the corner of Summer Avenue. Sleepy Z's by Michael's Owner, where you never wake up on the wrong side of the bed.
Busy second hour coming up. We'll be joined by Lang Whitaker, an authentic African from the Grizzlies gaming team. Daryl Smith, the executive director of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational as well. We got Humdinger's Trivia. Don Wade will join us from TPC Southwind. And then Dottie Pepper, who will be one of the analysts on the course for the golf tournament this week, and she will be joining us at 12:30. So a busy 2 hours still to come right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Come to Holly Chevrolet in Marion and get a sizzling summer deal. Right now, get 20% below MSRP. That's over $9,000 off MSRP on the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT. All 2018s must go. Get a 2018 Malibu for as low as $23,156. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers. And never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis. And online at hollychevrolet.com.
2019 Chevy Silverado Double Cab LT, stock number M3580. 2018 Chevy Malibu, stock number M3377. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Must qualify, finance with GM Financial, and have a 99-year GM product. Prices do not include tax, title, or registration. Take delivery by 7/31/19. See dealer for details.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents, which means you're going to start telling your kids to clean up before the cleaning lady comes. Doesn't make sense, but you're the parent and they're the kids. You're going to start telling them that now, too. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. And there's your opening to remind them who pays the bills around here. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Family Leisure's pool clearance sale is July 8th through the 21st. Above ground pools starting at $11.99. 24-foot pools starting at $17.99. And you can get free upgrades on select pools that include pool filters, liners, and winter covers. Special 12-month financing is available. Plus, half off on toys, floats, and pool games. Summer's just started. There's plenty of time to swim, so make a splash at the Family Leisure Pool Clearance Sale. Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Join Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience Tuesday from 11 to noon at Landers Ford South, 95 East Goodman Road in South Haven. This will be another chance to win World Golf Championship tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. That's this Tuesday, the 23rd, from 11 a.m. to noon at Landers Ford South to practice your putting skills and have a chance to win WGC tickets at Southwind July 24th through the 28th. From Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational is going down this week with the deepest field Memphis has ever seen. So to set it off right, we teamed up with a Memphis tradition like no other. East End Bar and Grill, Miller Coors, and of course, we are inviting all the wonderful people of the Mid-South to come out this Thursday, July 25th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. to East End Bar and Grill to win tickets to the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, plus free swag from Miller Coors and more. And always keep it locked to Sports 56 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG FM Tunica Memphis, and WPGFLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx.
Here once again
Our Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We welcome you back on this beautiful Tuesday. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Austin Eldridge in the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, that's just north of I-40. And, of course, Sports 56 Middays delivered each and every day by our title and presenting sponsor, the great folks at FedEx. Streamline your e-commerce business so you can focus on growing sales and strengthening customer relationships. Learn more at fedex.com/e-commerce. Hour 2 of the program. We got a busy second hour for it. We're going to kick it off with Humdinger's Trivia.
That's right. It is your chance to win a $25 gift card to Humdinger's and the great location there, Poplar and Massey, where they have all kinds of great food options, all those grilled fish options. Plus, you can get the crispy fish and chips over there. Today is Tuesday. That means it's Taco Tuesday. $2 tacos, either fish or chicken tacos, whatever you want. Just $2 each and a $25. You can do the math there. $25 gets you a lot of tacos on Tuesday over at Humdinger's. But a lot of healthy options and all delicious options for you at Humdinger's, again, at Poplar and Massey. And you'll get a $25 gift card. If you could be the first to answer this question correctly via text on our First Bank text line at 67129, 67129, be the first to get it right, and you get the $25 gift card to Humdinger's. Shane Lowry, his 6-shot victory over the weekend at the British Open. It was the biggest margin of victory in the British since whose victory?
Do they need to give you the number?
No, just the name. Who's the last to win by more than 6?
All right. Sounds good. Again, that's via text.
67129, 67129. First Bank text line. You're the first to get it right. You've got yourself a $25 gift card to Humdinger's.
I am always amazed, and it's probably because how old I am. I'm always amazed when I get to talk about gaming and just how big this is. And Lang Whitaker usually educates me on that. And we're very pleased to be joined by Lang Whitaker. He's the GM of Grizz Gaming and part of the Grind City Media crew, but also their star, authentic African, Mehar Ahmed Hassan, is joining us in studio after a tremendous second season. You came up a little bit short in making the postseason, but we appreciate you gentlemen being here. How are you?
We're great. We're great.
Good.
How are you?
Are we the first professional gamers in this studio?
Ooh, that's I probably are. I have to believe you are.
So. The studio is very intimate.
A little history is being made. Of course, you can watch the guys and you can watch the show, of course, on Facebook or online, sports56whbq.com. Let me start off with Lang. So you had a lot of new players. You had 3, I think, returning, but you had to integrate these guys, and you struggle to start the season. You're 0-3, and all of a sudden you catch fire, and you almost make it to the postseason. Kind of a quick recap on how you thought the season went.
Yeah, we had the youngest team in the league. We had 3 19-year-olds, a 20-year-old. I mean, May here is the old man. He just turned 25. So
ancient.
Yeah. So we had a very young team. And, this is pretty different. This league is pretty different than playing video games sitting at home on your couch. This is you're underneath lights and there's cameras and people screaming at you from across the stage and fans. And it's a totally different thing. So we knew there was going to be a little bit of growing pains at the beginning. Especially we had 2 19-year-olds in our backcourt, and they were both new to this league. So it took them a little time. We started 0-3. We finished the season 8-3 down the stretch, and really kind of found our footing. We 3 of our last 4 to end it out. And we all feel like if we made the playoffs, like that we could beat anybody right now. But we didn't make the playoffs. We finished 1 game short.
So for you, as one of the players, what was it like year 2 versus year 1?
Year 1 was definitely a weird time for me, just because it was the first year of the league, and I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know most of my teammates and stuff like that too. So it was It was much more of a transition period to season 2 because I felt like I already knew like everyone who we drafted and stuff like that. So we already had some chemistry going compared to last year, and I just feel like just in general, I feel like this year's team was better than last year's team, and I feel like we're really just this close to really doing something special here because I really felt like if we made playoffs, like Lang said, we would won it all.
Mayar is originally from Sudan, lives in Toronto. So is it going to be a little strange with the Raptors being the NBA champions and you, of course, an employee and a star for Grizz Gaming?
I remember the day the Raptors won the championship, we were actually in a tournament in, what was it, Orlando?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Orlando, and we actually lost. So we lost, and then we got on the bus to head back, and everyone was telling me, "Oh, the Raptors are about to win the championship," and I was just there feeling bittersweet. I was like, "Should I be happy, or should I be, a little angry because we just lost?" But I cheer for the Raptors, and I'm really happy they won.
There's a lot of strange Toronto-Memphis connections in this league between him being on our team, and then the one player in the league from Memphis is on Toronto's
Are
team
you serious?
Yeah, so it just worked out that way.
And then, of course, the connection with the team itself, with Marc Gasol and Kyle Lowry, and that is very interesting.
It's like a weird exchange program we have going on.
and they just signed 2 Memphians too this year, so that they got Terrence Davis and Cameron Payne both going to the Raptors as well.
Oh my gosh, this is getting eerie.
So going back to before last year, what was the reaction like when you found out that this game that you love to play, like all of a sudden there's a professional league and you can go be a part of an NBA franchise gaming team?
I just remember it being announced on TV, and I was like, man, I think I'm good enough to make this league. So
tell them what you were doing at the time. You were working, right?
I was working with the Toronto District School Board back in Toronto. Like I was a caretaker over there. So I just did cleaning, moving furniture and stuff. But when I found out that the league was happening, and I've actually the biggest surreal moment was hearing my name on the phone when they called me to tell me that I made the pull. That was just a life changer for me. I knew this league was going to go far. I knew how hard it is to make this league, and I just feel blessed that I'm a part of it.
It's amazing the parallels between an actual player getting the call that they've been drafted by a team and gamers getting the call that they've been drafted by a team to do what you do.
Yeah, for sure. It did feel really, really close. I mean, I wouldn't know how that would feel getting drafted to a big league team, but it felt like it really felt like my life changed for better. All I could think about was my mom and just trying to take care of her and everything. She's done so much for me. It's not easy as a parent to be like, go pursue, your gaming career. So, not a lot of them will say that, but she supported me and she stuck by me and she believed in me, and I'm glad I'm in this opportunity.
For what it's worth, he's talking about that first year when he qualified for the draft pool. They put it online. You can try out for the league. They were hoping to get about 10,000 people to go through the steps to try out, and they had 70,000 people qualify.
Oh my gosh!
And from 70,000, it got down to 102 people. And so he made that 102-person pool that first year, and that's what he's kind of talking about.
So when you were younger and always playing video games, your mom wasn't always yelling at you like, "Quit playing video games." Like was that the case? And you finally got to say, "See, Mom, I told you this would pay off."
Yeah.
They actually used it for motivation for school. They'd be like, if you want the next whatever basketball game, you better get an A in math or something. And I know it always used to be math. It didn't matter any other grade in any other subject. It had to be math.
I've spent enough time in the last 2 years talking to parent groups and stuff like that about the league and explaining it. And now I tell them hey, if your kids get in trouble, take the books away. Do not take away the video games, because this might be what they end up doing for a living. They're not going to be doing,
this
long
is their
division.
future.
Yeah,
Who cares about that stuff?
They're not going to read Shakespeare for a living.
I am one guy that certainly has been educated about this and how much money these guys can make and everything that goes with it, because playing video games when I was a little kid was a little bit different. But Lang is the general manager, the guy putting the team together with all these people each year that want to be in the league. You said 70,000 that first year. There's so many people playing video games. How do you figure? What goes into your thought process of trying to narrow down who you want to draft?
One thing, especially in heading into year 2, we kind of had a little bit of a footing after year 1, and putting together the team for year 2. We tried really hard to get guys who are familiar with each other already, because you're going to have to basically live together for 6 months. You know, these guys, they all move from wherever, and we practice 7 days a week. We travel together. We're stuck in airports. We eat meals. We're just together for 6 months in a row. Wow. And you have to become a team. And we wanted guys who had at least some familiarity with each other personally or playing the game or something, so that everyone could kind of get a head start on that side of things and be able to just get into the season and be past that part and then just focus on the basketball stuff. And, that's the other thing is people, I don't think people realize basically we're running a basketball team here. We run plays on offense. We run defenses. Each guy plays a position, and so all the players are rated the same. So it really matters the strategy behind it. Mayar plays center. We have a point guard, Vandy, and they run the pick and roll on offense, and their chemistry matters. It's just like, the basketball team. We had the Hustle, who Eli knows. We had them come up and play against us recently, and they all sat down at the computers and immediately started running their offense against us.
Did they really?
Yeah, they're like, motion. They're all calling plays.
How well did they do?
Not so good. Not so good.
So last year in year 1, you had the league record for points in the game with 84.
Yep. 84.
So, and the team scored like 92.
Yep. Yeah.
You're such a ball hog. I mean, I'd pass one. It'd be nice if you would pass once in a while. But so how do you get 84 points in a game? What was so special about that game that all of a sudden you get 84?
Well, what was special about that game was they had I was playing small forward at the time, and, the way you choose your player before every game, they give you an option to be like, what kind of player do you want to have? A slasher? Do you want someone that could shoot threes? So there was this one small forward build that was a dunker. So I would literally get that. I would 5 out. Everyone would get a shooter on the team and just stand 3-point line. And I would literally go one-on-one with my defender the entire game.
It was really the perfect storm because we were playing Philadelphia, and their coach had this strategy of, we're going to let their best player kind of do what he does and stop the other 4 guys. So
they did. They held him to 8 points.
So after the first quarter, he was just going one-on-one. The other 4 guys were kind of standing in the corners. After the first quarter, we stopped. We're like, all right, guys, let's start getting other people involved. And to their credit, the other 4 guys were like, he's shooting 10 for 11. Let him keep going. We'll stay out of the way. Just keep working until they stop you, and they never stopped. The game went triple overtime, too. So
oh, my gosh. So Mayar is literally keeping grit and grind alive in Memphis. The team has gotten away, the Grizzlies themselves, but we still have grit and grind with that back-to-the-basket type style.
84 points in any games. That's impressive.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because there are a lot of games that the teams aren't scoring 84 points.
No one's going to break that record.
Oh, we lost, by the way, that game.
We did lose.
But how do you know, Lang?
Because you didn't get your teammates involved.
I did it.
How do you know, and I guess you don't, what the other teams are going to do?
No, I mean, you have an idea. We kind of know lineups. We basically know who's going to play what positions. You don't necessarily know, exact plays teams are going to run, except, we watch film. We watch the team's previous games, and we'll see this guy scored 35 points in this game. Let's try to, neutralize him as best we can. And it's just like an NBA thing. It's just like any other basketball game.
So now for the off season,
yeah,
what will you do? Will you just play video games all off season?
Yeah,
stay in shape.
It is
the thumbs working.
It basically will be like that because a new game is coming out, NBA 2K20. So every year the game changes too. So you have to adjust to that. So that's what I'll do. I'll probably, end up streaming on the Grizz Gaming account too and stuff like that on Twitch and stuff. So just basically just keep going and don't lose any sort of, in terms of on the off season, because a lot of people come back and they don't come the same, a different game. Most people don't come back as good or really, yeah, it's really different between years and stuff when they're changing games. So, that early stretch when the game does come out and you're practicing and stuff like that, that's really important.
Most of the games, not all of them, but most of them are in New York, but you said Orlando, Las Vegas. So, Lang, when you get the team together, you head to the airport and you fly to the city, do you say it's a business trip?
Yeah, we definitely do. I mean, May will tell you, there's plenty of times last year where we had to pick them up at the apartments at 5 a.m. to get to the airport on time to make our flight to get to New York for the game. And you're like, when you're waking up at 5 a.m., there's no doubt that it's a business trip. There's no pleasure.
There's
involved.
nothing fun about that.
So you're not rocking the sights in New York City and going around the town and doing all this stuff. You're just practicing, getting ready, and playing.
Normally we're sitting around the lobby waiting for the room to be ready so we can check in. That's about it, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
So what other game do you play? A lot of other video games, or
I play a lot of like different sport games. So I'll play the Madden, I'll play the FIFAs. I really love sport games. I also play Mortal Kombat. That's as a little kid, I've always loved fighting games too. So those are mostly the games I'll play. But usually I'll just stick to 2K.
When did you come to Toronto? When did you leave the Sudan?
No, I was actually born in Toronto.
Oh, okay. But for the whole family's from Sudan.
Yeah,
okay. Because I was going to ask you, in Africa, you're authentic African. That's how you're known on the gaming. Do they play? Are there a lot of video games? Are they playing video games in the Sudan?
I mean, it's mostly FIFA over there. In Africa, it's a lot of FIFA. But yeah, they don't play a lot. But all my family members back home, they support me and they watch. So I appreciate that. Because the time zone difference is crazy. It's like an 8-hour difference too. So. It's usually when we're playing, it's like really, really early in the morning for them. So like for them to come out like to watch me on Twitch and stuff, that's pretty cool.
Good for them. Are there international guys that you look at?
There's a couple of guys in the league. There was a guy from Australia this year, and there was a couple of guys from Europe. One thing with May, and he probably wouldn't bring it up, but he represents the city of Memphis and does us proud because he still has a heart for things going on in Sudan and Africa. I think at this point he sponsors 4 kids over there.
Oh wow, good
awesome.
for you. Good for you.
And he's trying to make a difference over there, and
that's cool. That's really awesome. So do you? He called you kind of the old man. Like, do you feel old amongst?
I mean, compared to those 19-year-olds, I definitely feel a bit old. And people don't realize this as a gamer. There's as you keep getting older, that you actually start getting a little gradually worse and worse just because your instincts and your the way you move your fingers they're just not there. So I was better as a 19-year-old than I am now.
So you might not. People might think like you could have like a 50-year career. It's like it's not like you're running but you do. Your skills will diminish.
Yeah, if your skills will definitely diminish. Your reaction time and stuff. And with gaming, reaction time is key. You have to know when to press the button at the exact time that it needs to be pressed. So, people don't understand, there's not a long, span of years that you could be a gamer just because, most gamers, like when they get to around 17, 18, 19, that's when they really hit their prime
peak.
That's
the peak.
Yeah,
exactly.
He also, I think it's also like with 2K, a lot of it's just like spacing, teamwork, basketball stuff, and just being smart enough to be in the right place. I played half a game the other day and held the guy to 2 points. I was so proud.
Did you really?
Take that.
You in what army? Come on now. Come on. Let me ask you this before I let you go. So, as big as this is, and as big as it's even growing from here. Are we going to get to a point where the studs start to hold out? They want more on their contract.
Better not.
But just so I could feel really old, what was the first video game system that you ever played on?
The first probably would be Sega.
Okay, you go back to Sega.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay,
Lang, what's for you?
That was the last one I played on. Was Sega.
When I was a little kid, I had an Atari 2600.
Oh yeah,
how about that?
We had the first Pong.
Oh man,
Pong and then Atari.
ColecoVision? Was that what it was?
What's that?
Was it ColecoVision?
ColecoVision was the nice one of Atari. It was a television, ColecoVision, and Atari.
One of them had like the cellophane thing you put over the TV screen. Remember that?
Yep.
You had to
Oh no, mine was like
Pong was just the two paddles.
It was some kind of a little box.
That was it.
Right?
There was nothing else. It was just Pong.
You realize right now, to Mayar, we literally sound like we're like.
Yeah, I have no idea.
This is a foreign language completely. But I'm glad you went back to Sega. That makes me feel a little bit better.
We bought a PlayStation 3 this year, and we have it up in the practice facility, and got out Tiger Woods 2013. The answer to your trivia question, by the way, the lowest score at the British Open, it's probably me a couple weeks ago in Tiger Woods.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Lang Whitaker is the GM of Grizz Gaming and, of course, part of the whole Grind City media crew. And Authentic African, Mehar Ahmed Hassan, thank you so much and continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Really appreciate you guys being on. Okay, we'll take a break. When we come back, got a couple things going on. We'll check back with Peter Edmiston. He was at Landers Ford South. And we'll go over to TPC South when Daryl Smith, the executive director of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, he will join us. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
For the World Golf Championship FedEx St. Jude Invitational, the all-new Landers Ford South in South Haven supplied 200 new Fords for the pros to drive. And they're all being sold with demo prices. 120 new 2019 Ford Expedition XLT EcoBoost up to $15,000 off MSRP.
A portion of the proceeds going to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Visit LandersMemphis.com. VIN number 1MFMJU 1HT7KE A06845 MSRP 61,250. Offer includes $97.80 and Ford rebates and $52.20 dealer discount. Sale price $46,520. Vehicle subject to prior sale. Price plus tax title license and $499.50 processing fee. Offer in 7/31/19.
Memphis's hometown event is taking on a new identity. The World Golf Championship's FedEx St. Jude Invitational makes its debut at TPC Southwind, July 24th through 28th. Don't miss PGA Tour superstars Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, and more.
Join me, Dustin Johnson, when I return to TPC Southwind. Tickets are on sale at WGCFedEx.com.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Like, why do I have to pay a full gym membership when I don't even use all the equipment? Like the rowing machine. I don't know about you, but I'm not doing a ton of manual lake travel these days.
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
If you miss the good old days of great Italian food, rejoice because Chef Judd Grizzani is carrying on the 110-year-old family tradition. A new Ronnie Grizzani's is now open in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway with lunch 11 to 2 Monday through Saturday, plus a Saturday brunch also from 11 to 2. Live music Wednesday and Thursday nights, an oyster bar with fresh oysters and crab, and an extensive Italian and American wine by the glass list. Don't reminisce about the good old days. Relive them at Ronnie Grizzani's in the Regalia Center at Poplar and Ridgeway.
Hey, this is Peter Edmiston from the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hurt. Come join me at Edwin Watts Golf on Thursday from 12 to 1 as we celebrate the World Golf Championships FedEx St. Jude Invitational. And I want to give you tickets. Come by and putt on that beautiful green inside the beautiful building over at Edwin Watts Golf. We've got putters, we got balls, all of it for you, and you just got to sink a putt. And that'll get you an extra entry, but you get one for even coming on out and seeing me. Poplar and Perkins, Edwin Watts Golf, giving tickets away on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays presented by FedEx.
Here once again
are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:26 is the time on this busy Tuesday, July 23rd, 2019. Nice to talk with Lang and Authentic African. I learn a little bit more every time I talk to him about gaming. It still blows my mind that these guys can make so much money playing video games.
They're not making nearly as much as some of these guys online are they're making millions.
No, you're absolutely right. Peter Edmiston is at Landers Ford South. We checked in with him earlier in the show. We're going to do so again right now. I'm sure he's having a good old time. Hey, Peter.
Gentlemen, I am confident that I have set up what I think is the trickiest 8-foot putt possible with our putting system.
Wow.
And in doing so, I'm going to allow people, I've allowed for, 2, maybe even 3 chances if you're really nice to me. But I'm outside, we've got wind under the overhang. We have got, I got a downhill initial slope going left to right, and then it kind of goes uphill at the end. So it's a double slope wind. It is a legitimately fun and difficult putt, and I want you guys to work for it. But I'm gonna give you 2 chances, but I want to see if you can do it. See if you can challenge yourself, because the 8-footer straight up. We're gonna tweak it up a little bit. I've made this putt. This is a fun one. It's makeable, but you got to earn it. I'll give you a few chances. Come on out and see me and win those tickets, because I want to see what the folks got. As folks told me yesterday, that it was a little easy. You know what? I hear your feedback. We're gonna make it fun for you.
Well, the good thing is, too, they don't technically have to make the putt. They can win tickets without making the putt, because they can enter just for coming by.
It's a good point, Eli. If you come by, you get to put your name right in the old hat. I got the old box right here. Put the name in. And if you make that putt, and like I said, I'll give you some chances at it. You get another entry into the contest. We'll be drawing at the end of the hour for a winner, and then we'll do it again on Thursday over at Edwin Watts Golf. Today we are giving away Sunday passes, so you could see the ultimate finale. You can see a champion crowned. You get that opportunity. You'll get a couple of Sunday passes coming your way. So come on out and see me. And I want to see if you can make this putt, because I've been testing some folks out here, and they're having a lot of fun with it, because it is. I'd like to see Eli. I'd like to see you try it, Greg. I've seen you putt, so I'm not confident that you can make it.
No, my friend. No, my
But
friend.
Eli, I want to see Eli. I've seen Eli get after it.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Appreciate it. I don't know what's going on over there, but there's maybe some mad rush to get to the putting. No. Don't.
You have a correct answer in our Humdingers trivia for today. Shane Lowry's 6-shot victory at the British Open. It was the biggest margin of victory at the British Open since not Tiger Woods, which a lot of people went with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods did have a big margin of victory. I think his was 8 at the British, but the last of more than 6 shots came in 2010. Only one person came with the right answer and even spelled it correctly, which I wasn't even going to hold you to the spelling. But they did get it right with Louis Oosthuizen. 2010, he won by 7 strokes at St. Andrews. So Shane Lowry's margin of victory was the biggest since Louis Oosthuizen.
Who is here in Memphis for the WGC?
Somebody went with Tom Morris.
Would it be old Tom Morris?
Well, I don't know. They didn't specify which Tom Morris that was. But no, there's been bigger margins of victory since the Tom Morrises were playing, either the new or the old or the young.
The new or improved Tom Morris. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. A simple call away. Call my buddy Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. They offer financing with many different plans and options, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same-as-cash option. They'll work with your insurance company or out of pocket. They're part of the Roofs for Troops program. Any veteran, active, or retired, you get a $250 rebate on the purchase of a new roof. And they do both residential and commercial roofing, so business owners and property managers, if you have a leak or any other roofing issue, call Brandon today. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. Licensed, bonded, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. And again, this is a locally owned and operated company. Brandon, by the way, is a certified shingle installer, and they can do all types of work around the home, all types of restoration. Carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters, put up fencing, as I mentioned, the shingles, the siding, rotten wood repair, your one-stop shop for all your home repair needs. Brandon started this business, 5-6 years ago now, and it's been thriving because of people like you. If you can keep your money, what you're using to purchase anything in the local economy, I think that's the way to go. So I'm sure Brandon appreciates it. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. 901-438-5084. Call Brandon. Tell him you heard it here on Sports 56 Middays, or go online to newroofmemphis.com. We are trying to track down Daryl Smith, who's obviously a very busy man right now, as we get set for this week's WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. He's the executive director. I do have a couple of passes that a little bit later on in the show, I'm going to give you a chance to win. We just talked to Peter about winning with the golf putt. I got 2, and we're going to do this later on for tomorrow. So this is not for any of the official rounds, but it will be for the practice rounds. So tomorrow you can go over there and watch these amazing golfers practice and get ready for the upcoming WGC. And I'll give a pair of tickets away a little bit later on in the program. Right now, we await Daryl. In the meantime, I can tell you a little bit about some NBA news that is happening. And I asked the question, why? Free agent guard Ben McLemore has agreed to a partially guaranteed 2-year deal with the Rockets. Again, the question would be, why?
People still see the talent there.
The hope that he'll finally turn it around.
The athleticism, and hope that maybe that this is the time, that somehow they have the secret key to unlock the formula. I don't believe it's there. I don't know that key exists, but partially guaranteed deal. I'm sure it's costing them nothing, basically, to take a look at a guy who once was thought of highly enough to be drafted, 6th overall, I think. You take a look and see what you got.
Well, when the Grizzlies made the trade and they picked him up, I thought, well, change of locale will maybe change his fortunes. I was completely wrong about that. Also, according to reports, Dedrick Lawson, who was a one-time Memphis Tiger, then moved on to Kansas, finished his collegiate career at Kansas. He has agreed to a non-guaranteed Exhibit 10 contract with the San Antonio Spurs.
And again, for folks that do not understand what the Exhibit 10 contract means, same thing Jeremiah Martin has with the Miami Heat. Basically, it is you go to camp. If you don't make the team, they release you. If you then go to their G League team, you get paid a little extra money over what the normal G League contract is. So it's a way to make more money than just being a regular G League player, and it does give you that opportunity to go to camp with that team and possibly make their roster.
Right, showcase your skills, an opportunity for two Memphians and Dedrick Lawson with the Spurs, Jeremiah Martin with the Miami Heat. He's one of the busiest men this week in show business. He's Daryl Smith. He's the executive director of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. You can follow him on Twitter at Daryl Smith. That's SMIT_. He joins us now from TPC Southwind. How are you, my friend?
Hey, Greg and Eli. Sorry I was a little bit late to the show. I was doing another interview, but things are great here at TPC Southwind. We got beautiful weather, and we got some of the best players in the world on the range and getting their practice underway for the first playing of a World Golf Championship here in Memphis.
How much money did you have to put away to bribe Mother Nature for this weather?
Yeah, we got some people working on our behalf. There's no question about that. This is phenomenal. You know, and sometimes in this business you need to get a little bit lucky. So we're going to take advantage of the luck, and you know it's a beautiful day out here, and it looks like the long range forecast is much of the same. So we're in good shape.
I think we can all say that Phil Cannon has some hand in this. He's got to be responsible, right?
Yeah, I think he's playing the cards right up there. That's for sure. I think him and Danny Thomas and so many other people that have played huge roles in this golf tournament over the years. You know, I think they're we wish that all of them could be here to experience the first playing of a World Golf Championship. So there's no doubt that we have some people looking out for us, and we're going to make them proud and take advantage of everything that we've been offered and put on a great show for the entire city.
So, Daryl, as we now are here on the precipice of the tournament, I think the question I have been asked more than anything by far is, where do I park? What would you, other than which I would recommend to everybody, use Uber, because that you could get dropped off right there at between basically 1 and 2, I guess.
Yep.
And that you can't ask for it, then you don't have to deal with any of their stuff. But if folks, for whatever reason, don't want to Uber, what do you tell people? Where is parking available?
Yeah, I mean, I would totally agree with you, Eli. I would encourage everybody to Uber. It's the most convenient way that you can get to the golf course. We will have a dedicated Uber gate right between 1 green and 2 tee, be close proximity to the pit, which is a celebration of all the great Memphis barbecue. But if those that do not want to rideshare and use Uber, you can park at May Park, which is located at 6415 Quince Road. You can park there for free, and it's about a 20-minute shuttle ride to our main gate. So we do have free public parking. It does require a shuttle. It's 6415 Quince Road, which is May Park. The city of Memphis has been a huge supporter of the golf tournament and have been able to help us with that with that facility. And then on Saturday and Sunday, you are able to park at FedEx Express World Headquarters, which is located just bordering here at TPC Southwind. You can park there for $20, and you can take a 2-minute shuttle ride to our main gate. So we do have a lot of parking options. It is different from past years, so I do encourage everybody to get a game plan and familiarize yourself with the site and the location of TPC Southwind. But there is some parking available. It is different, but always Uber is a great alternative.
Number of the players have already rolled in, have already been out there in the driving ranges and practice greens and probably playing practice rounds today. Have you had a chance to talk to some of the players? And if you have, their early impressions, initial impressions, especially some who have not played this course?
Yeah, so we did welcome the majority of our field on Sunday night off the charter from Northern Ireland, and did to speak to a few of those guys prior to them getting in their cars and going along their way. For the first, for most of these guys, it's the first time they've seen the golf courses today. Yesterday was a pretty light day in regards to them being out here at TPC Southwind. So I think today is where you'll see most of the guys get on the golf course. I mean, currently I'm overlooking the range, and we have Patrick Reed to my left warming up, followed by Jim Furyk, followed by Dustin Johnson, followed by Phil Mickelson, then followed by Sergio Garcia. Exciting visual, to say the least, to see those quality of players on site getting ready for the first playing of a World Golf Championship. So, we're encouraged that everybody's going to enjoy this golf course. Jim Furyk talked highly of the golf course yesterday. He did get out on the golf course yesterday, and of course he played here in recent years, but is very, very complimentary of the golf course. So, the golf course is one of those things that we have zero concern about. We feel like the golf course from tee to green is one of the best and fairest tests in all of the game of golf. If you play well, you're gonna be in contention. If you play poorly, you're not gonna be able to fake it around here. So, golf course is extremely wet. Unfortunately, we were doused with some rain yesterday on multiple occasions. So, but we do feel like it will continue to dry out, and it will get firmer and faster, and that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants firm and fast conditions when it talks about major championship golf conditions, and that's what we expect will happen here in the next 24 to 48 hours, especially with the forecast that we've seen.
How many guys in the field will be the first time they have played in Memphis?
Yeah, so there's a good number of guys. I mean, the World Golf Championship in general, the amount of global winners that we have, we'll have several, the guys that have, in all honesty, not even played a PGA Tour event. So this is their first go at a PGA Tour event, and that's just the World Golf Championship, model, and how worldwide winners from other tours are dedicated. If they win that event, that they're able to be eligible for the World Golf Championship. So on last count, we had 25 or so that have not ever been in Memphis in any regard. So a lot of these guys have been here, but when you have a limited field like we have of only 63 players, there's a good chance that some of these guys have been in Memphis. And if they've been in Memphis, they haven't been in Memphis in a very consistent manner.
Yeah, exactly.
So and that's the biggest change. And that just speaks to the valuable tool of the PGA Tour. And there's so many great tournaments, and a lot of these guys do switch their schedules around and play different events. But when you become a WGC, there is no question that for a lot of these guys, it's a can't miss event.
Hey, Daryl, for those who don't know out there, can you give the Cliff Notes version of a few of the new things that they will await the fans when they get out to Southwind?
Yeah, you bet. I mean, at the end of the day, everything's going to be brand new out here. It's going to feel like a different golf tournament, but we have some new fan enhancements on the front nine, the pit, which is a celebration of Great Memphis barbecue, and then on the back nine, we're extremely happy with 901 Boulevard, which will feature some of the best in the well-known food trucks in Memphis, and then also our friends at Andrew Michael and Andy Tyser, Michael Hudman will be debuting a concession offering called Birdies and Bubbles. So super excited about that. There's a lot more covered bleachers here on site, brought to you by our friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Tennessee. A lot more open to the public air-conditioned venues, which I don't know if we're really going to need that going into this week. But we have a very fan-first approach here, and we have instituted a lot of different changes that no matter if you're a corporate hospitality purchaser or a daily grounds ticket, they have a lot of places to watch and enjoy the tournament.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to get out there and see all the changes, but see all these players as well, and just see the crowds. I think it's going to be just absolutely fantastic. And you guys, year in and year out, do such an unbelievable job of putting on this event. In your mind, do you have an idea of like how much bigger of crowds you're expecting?
Yeah, I mean, we're monitoring our ticket sales, and while we have exceeded every possible number that we had out in the past, there's so many variables that go into the actual attendance of making sure those tickets are redeemed. So we're extremely optimistic that you're going to see the largest crowds you've ever seen out here at TPC Southwind. We get the question all the time of like, how much can the golf course, really hold. We do know that the golf course is a large piece of property, but at the same time, the golf course, there will be areas where it'll be challenging as trying to move crowds through, especially around the clubhouse and the practice facility. But we do feel like the crowds will be so much more traveling the golf course due to the quality of the field, and they'll be spread out all over due to if Roy McIlroy is on the back nine and Dustin Rose is on the front nine and Brooks Koepka, is 3 groups behind, we do think that there's going to be so much more opportunity for our crowds to spread out. So we're going to learn a lot this year as it relates to capacity and how much we can actually handle. But we have that plan in place, and we feel really, really confident that Southwind, we have plenty of room for everybody.
When will the tee times be announced, for the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, so we'll announce tee times here in the next 24 hours or so. So tee times will be posted, and that'll be exciting just to see kind of who's playing with who. And, of course, we're going off 2 tees, and on Thursday and Friday we're going to go off from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock in threesomes. And then on Saturday and Sunday we're going to move that up an hour and go from 10 a.m. to noon on threesomes off the 1st and 10th tees. So definitely different from the FedEx St. Jude Classic as far as, when we started on Thursday, our first tee time in the past was 6:50. We're not starting now till 11 a.m., which gives you a little bit more time to get ready and get prepared for your day out here at Southwind. But, once we start playing golf at 11, the golf will go by pretty quick. It'll be an action-packed day. Our entire field will be on the golf course at one time. So it gives you the opportunity to bounce around and, watch all the different players that are going to be playing in this year's event. So we'll announce the pairings here very, very soon. And, looking forward to seeing how all that plays out and see what groups that we'll have out here for the first and second rounds.
And another great thing about this tournament, there's no cut. So you can watch your favorite player 4 times. You can see that player and all these great players all 4 days. It is going to be spectacular. And Daryl, we know how busy you are. We really appreciate your time. The executive director of the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational, he's Daryl Smith. You can follow him on Twitter at Daryl Smith. That's SMIT_. We will see you out there tomorrow.
All right, guys. Look forward to having you. Thanks so much.
Daryl.
Yeah, we'll be broadcasting live out there starting tomorrow. We'll go through Friday. We'll be us, Johnny Harden, and Wolo and Stats. We'll be doing 10 to 6 each day from the hub, which is moved this year. The hub is actually right along 18 Fairway now, next to the Pavilion. You got 2 huge venues there now along 18, as the old location of the hub is now the driving range. So it's been really hard for us to do the show there, dodging golf balls and dodging swings there in the driving range. So they've moved the hub over to 18, and that should be awesome as well. But there's going to be a lot of new stuff out there. I'm really, really looking forward to this.
All right, when we come back, news about Zion Williamson. I'm going to give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to tomorrow's practice round. And a question, I brought this up yesterday. Austin and I was talking about this. I want to bring it up to you when we return. That's a tease, folks. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
The Tigers, the Grizzlies, the SEC. We are Real Sports Talk.
I love it. I love it.
Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
In today's evolving workplace, XMC understands the process of getting office work done has moved from the desktop to your pocket. The new Xerox multifunctional printers and Connect Key app technology are game changers. Are you working with confidential information? Does it need to be secure from unwanted threats? Do you need to translate documents to another language? Xerox's App Gallery provides solutions like secure printing and easy translator technology. XMC is the second largest exclusive Xerox agent in the U.S. with 9 locations to serve you. We've been in business for over 25 years and have received top awards from Xerox. In changing our world one experience at a time, our team's committed to doing what's right for your business. XMC is proud to be your leader in document and print management, and it'd be our pleasure to serve you. Contact XMC today at 888-814-3114 or visit our website at xmcinc.com. XMC, excellence in office solutions.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today. 6482 Poplar Avenue, just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
One of the things I think people forget about Central Barbecue is that they have terrific desserts.
I think people know that.
I mean, who remembers that they have homemade peanut butter pie?
Well, it's right there on the menu.
And they have homemade cheesecake. How can people forget that?
Again, I don't think they do.
Homemade banana pudding. Homemade.
I know. Everybody knows.
5-layer cake, Pete. It's got 5 layers. I can't believe people don't remember this. I mean, 5 layers.
Well, they're sure going to remember it now.
5 layers, man.
Chris, I understand that you had some spine issues that were very debilitating, and Schrader Orthopedic actually changed your life. What happened?
After spinal fusion surgery 24 years ago, I could feel bones rubbing together. I had sciatic issues, arthritis. I had been told I needed another fusion surgery because I was having problems with getting out of bed, walking, carrying my child. I went to Schrader Orthopedics. Got the stem cell therapy. It's been a year now, and my life has changed. I get up, I bounce out of bed, I can carry my daughter, I can do yard work, so it's completely changed. Basically, I forgot the pain I was in prior to that time. I felt like I was in my 20s and was able to do things that I wasn't able to play golf without being in pain for 2 days. Most of it was the neurological benefit of not having that pain every minute of your life.
Call 901-465-4300 and see how Schrader Orthopedic and Stem Cell can help you today. Gun enthusiasts in the Mid-South know all about guns and ammo at 3615 Summer and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven, because they carry the largest selection of both guns and ammo in the area. They are authorized dealers of Colt, Benelli, CZ, Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, Sig Sauer, Vergara, and a lot more. If you or someone you know is looking for something for self-defense, competition, hunting, or just something that goes boom, then get to Guns and Ammo, 3615 Summer in Memphis and 577 Goodman Road, Suite 4 at the corner of Goodman and Elmore in South Haven. AC trouble? Make your first call your last call. Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60, and 24-hour emergency service is billed at normal rates. Your comfort is their highest priority. Contact airdoctorsofmemphis.com or call 901-598-HVAC.
Now, back to Sports 56 Middays, presented by FedEx. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So for years, I would go on the trip that Henry Brenner would put together to go to the Masters, the practice rounds, and you've been on that, and it's fantastic, right? And they haven't had it in a couple of years, and I hope Henry's doing well. I know he had some health issues there for quite some time. But the point I want to make is that the practice rounds were fantastic. And I know that people would love to go out tomorrow to see the practice rounds of all these great golfers. So I got a pair of tickets to give away. All you need to do is be the 8th caller on the First Bank phone line at 360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. Be the 8th caller. You got a pair of tickets to go out tomorrow to TPC Southwind to see the practice round at the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational.
We got a text. Somebody says, how do they determine the tee times for the players? These World Golf Championships, I don't know for sure exactly, like, because they're not,
they're not in order.
In regular tournament events, like they will put groupings of players. They will do groupings of players for TV purposes. If there's only 6 of the top 10 golfers, they're normally going to pair them together, at least put a couple of them because they want pairings for TV purposes. When all of the golfers are the best, they don't really have to worry about that. Now, I would guess that some of these international guys who aren't even on PGA Tour, they'll probably be in a grouping maybe together, kind of off to the side. But I don't know as far as the World Golf Championship exactly how they go into putting groupings together, and then the order, it doesn't really matter because you're going to flip one day to the next. So you're going to go early one day and later the next. But when it's only a 2-hour window of tee times anyway, it really doesn't even matter that much.
We have our 8th caller, so thank you very much. Our 8th caller winning the tickets to go to the practice round tomorrow. For some reason, with 63 players, now I know you would have an odd number there, but I thought they were going to do twosomes.
No, because the goal of this whole thing, this is why they're doing both tees Saturday and Sunday. TV wants the entire field on the course at one time.
Okay.
That's why normally, you just don't see that in PGA Tour events. Normally Saturday and Sunday, everybody's going off one. But with this, for TV purposes, they want the entire field on the golf course at the exact same time.
All right.
And they want it for the entire TV window. They don't want it to slowly get there. They want it there. So when they come on, they've got the entire field out there. Somebody else, we're talking about the Dedrick Lawson. Somebody else texted in First Big Text Line, says, who plays more NBA games, Dedrick Lawson or Jeremiah Martin? I think Lawson plays more games because he'll get called up on some 10-day contracts when a team needs an extra big because of injuries.
I don't know.
If
Jeremiah
you're talking
Martin
this coming season or talking their career, I would probably guess Jeremiah Martin, but I don't know that either's going to play many.
Well,
we do have a winner for the tickets, by the way.
Yeah, I announced that. Thank you very much, Austin, for doing that. I think it's a guy who likes to defy odds. And Jeremiah Martin's been defying odds for a while. I think Jeremiah Martin will play more NBA games than Dedrick Lawson. All right, real quick, speaking of NBA, the Pelicans, the number 1 overall pick, Zion Williamson, says he has signed with the Jordan brand. Remember, he had the sneakers that blew out. They were Nikes. Are you surprised?
No.
Okay. Whoever was going to give him the most lucrative deal, and I don't have the numbers, I don't have the figures at least right now, but he will be with the Jordan brand, will be with Nike. Here's the question I wanted to ask you, as I teased before the break. Brought this up yesterday on the show. Kyle Stanley at the Open Championship was criticized because he didn't scream 4 when he hit an errant shot that ended up bouncing off the cart path and hitting his opponent's caddy's mother in the arm. But everybody else in the grouping screamed 4. His playing partner, though, had an issue with that and they ended up actually getting into it. And I thought Austin made a good point yesterday. He said, I don't know why you just don't take that in private and talk to him about it. But Kyle Stanley said, no, I'm not apologizing for anything. There was enough people that screamed 4. I didn't have to scream 4. What is etiquette for a golfer that hits an errant shot, in your opinion?
Well, normally you're going to say 4 because, well, normally you don't have a bunch of other people there, caddy and everybody else with you in a normal round of golf. But if a bunch of people in the group yell 4, he doesn't have to yell 4.
You think it's covered. As long as somebody is yelling 4 is your point, right? As long as somebody is warning that person or people that there's an errant shot in their direction.
I mean, they've got the marshals up there. They've got caddies. They've got everybody else. I mean, if there's people yelling, if the guy himself doesn't say it, who cares? It's being said. They all know where it's coming from.
All right, we'll take a break. Come back with hour number 3. We will once again head out to TPC Southwind. We'll be joined by Don Wade for the dish. And then Dottie Pepper, CBS golf analyst. She'll join us at 12:30. This is Middays on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Once upon a time, there was a sleepy bear in search of a place to nap. Like the inside of a car. A coop? Too small. An SUV? Too big. A station wagon? Just right. But as his eyelids began to get heavy. Covered it. September 30th, 2013. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
Driving is freedom. The freedom to keep moving, to control your destiny, and to choose your path. And now, that freedom fits in the palm of your hand. It's called Ford Pass, the only app that gives you roadside assistance, Ford Pass rewards, and now when you buy or lease a new Ford, earn points you can use toward flexible complimentary maintenance that gives you, well, more freedom. Ford Pass, built to keep you moving, built Ford proud. Visit your participating Ford dealership to find out about getting flexible complimentary maintenance when you buy or lease a new Ford and sign up for rewards.
Roadside assistance is included for certain Ford owners and available to everyone for a per-service fee. Ford reserves the right to change program details without obligations. Visit your participating dealer or FordPassRewards.com for program rules and restrictions. Ford Pass, compatible with select smartphone platforms, is available via a download.
Need physical therapy but don't know where to go? Tried physical therapy but had a bad experience? Grab your physician's referral and head to Revolution Physical Therapy at the corner of Goodman and Getwell. At Revolution PT, you'll get one-on-one, hands-on therapy. Better and more thorough than just going to the gym. Revolution is locally owned and staffed by neighbors who care about your maximum recovery. And they accept all major insurances. Certified in dry needling, expert in myofascial release. Always relaxed and friendly. Revolution Physical Therapy is just what you need.
Introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park. Top Tracer gathers data such as distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Compete against friends in a points game, long drive, and virtual golf at courses such as Pebble Beach and St. Andrews. Golf and Games Family Park is a great setting for group and company outings, golf lessons, or individual practice. Experience fun, friends, family, and introducing Top Tracer Range, the new ball tracking and gaming system at Golf and Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue.
The best